Hey YouTube, James from the Wyvern Watch here, and once again with a deck profile. This time, of course, it's an updated deck profile, not a fresh one. You've seen my ice bearers before. It was actually quite a popular video for my channel, so thank you so much for the support. I'm hoping that, of course, I can take what I learned from playing ice barriers prior to Battles of Legend Terminal Revenge, add those, integrate those little bits and pieces. Haven't actually played with this yet, so haven't done any testing with it so far, but this is what I think the new support should integrate into the old deck. And again, it's not going to be the most competitive deck in the world. I don't think the new support has sort of put it on the map any more than it was before. However, it has made it, by the look of it, just to give it a little bit more of a different dimension, certainly. And it looks like it's going to be a load of fun. And also, I was so overwhelmed with the artwork. Honestly, this guy is absolutely storming. This is gorgeous. I don't care what his pronunciation of his name's supposed to be. He's gorgeous. So that's what he's going to be called in my deck anyway. So he's one of the new pieces, of course. And of course, we're still sporting the Starlight Rare Trish. So let me go through what I think the sort of ratios could look like. Feel free to comment on here and obviously tell me where perhaps I've gone wrong. I am using proxies because I haven't got them all just yet. They're on the way. I have ordered them, but I just wanted to get the profile out, guys. I just wanted to make sure that this is the first time. Well, not the first time. There'll be other bigger channels out there that have done ice barriers. But I just wanted to make sure that my deck's being counted, as my channel's being counted as one of the ice barrier decks to go for. You know what I mean, that didn't sound right. But the first proxy is going to be gorgeous himself, because out of two boxes, as you well know, if you saw my box opening video, I only pulled one. They're not an expensive card, so like I say, I've just gone ahead and ordered them anyway. I can't get this angle right just today. There we go, that's a little bit better. Sorry for the adjustment mid-video. Yes, so the new guy, gorgeous. So while you control another ice barrier monster, your opponent cannot activate the effects of monsters in the graveyard. Okay, so they've always got their own little effect, assuming another ice barrier monster is on the field. So you can only use each of the following effects of Gorgeous once per turn. If you control an ice barrier monster, you can special summon this card from your hand in defense position. Hey, that's a good one. If this card is normal special summoned, you can special summon one level 5 or lower ice barrier monster from your hand or graveyard. Hooray! Even better. So it special summons itself, assuming you've got one on the field, and it gets another one from the grave and or hand. So, not and or hand, yeah? So it's a definite 3 of in my opinion. So, like I say, waiting for the 2 to come through. Sorry about the proxies. Let's move on. Carry on with the 3 ofs then. So, of course, Wayne's been upgraded. I've still got him at 3 though. I still think he's worth playing at 3. So, Wayne, like I say, I'm not going to go through all the effects of the older monsters. But Wayne is obviously a bit of an extender himself, assuming you control another ice barrier, and he's a searcher for a ice barrier spell or trap. So still really important piece of the puzzle in my opinion, and he's been upgraded to ultra rare, which is super nice because he was common before and I didn't like playing it. Next 3 off is still Revealer, again one of the older ones, but still a really important piece of the puzzle. Getting one from the discard, get one special summon from the deck. You're normally going for the speaker and using her effect then going off. So still think stunning card, still needs to be at 3. And the new 3 off, and the last 3 off in fact, is not an ice barrier card at all, but Ice Jade. Ran Argerine, I think it is. I didn't run an Ice Jade package prior to this, but I did run a Crystron, as a very, very small Crystron package. That's been removed now, guys, in place of these very small Ice Jade package. So yeah, I pulled all 3 out of my 2 boxes, and I thought that's a sign. So again, a tuner. Sorry, I forgot to mention that Gorgeous is of course a tuner as well. So this card named becomes Ice Jade, blah blah blah, while equipped with an equips card. that effect's going to be irrelevant, guys, because we don't have any equipped cards. You can discard one other Ice Jade card or water monster, more importantly. Special summon this card from your hand, and then you can special summon one Ice Jade token, Aqua, Water, level 3, attack 0, defense 0. And then while that token is in the monster zone, the player who summoned it cannot special summon from the extra deck except water monsters. Guys, as far as I'm concerned, that may as well have been an Ice Barrier card. But the fact it's getting a token out and it's level 3 and this is a level 7 tuner means we're going into potentially one of 2 level 10 synchros, which of course I've integrated both into my deck. Next one, and of course a new one, and absolutely now my favourite Ice Barrier, is Mirror Mage of the Ice Barrier. Absolutely a banging artwork. Love that card. Again, I've had to order a playset actually, but again, not a dear card. It's not going to be difficult to get hold of. I'm surprised they didn't do this in a quarter century actually, because they normally go for the waifu bait, don't they? But they haven't, and that's fine. I still love the secret rare one. But 2 of these, again a tuner, so you contribute 1 other effect monster, special summon up to 3 Ice Barrier tokens, Aqua, Water, level 1, attack 0, defense 0, and if you do, increase this card's level by that number. Also, you cannot special summon from the extra deck for the rest of the turn except Water Synchro monsters, so obviously it is pulling you into Synchro monsters, but majority of the extra deck is of course Synchro. And if this card is sent to the graveyard, you can add 1 of your Ice Barrier cards that is banished or in the deck, or in your deck to your hand, except Mage, and then you can only use the effect once per turn. So I think that's a 2 of. I have got the spare if I think it's actually a 3 of, but it's definitely not a 1 of. I'm pretty confident it's definitely a 2 or a 3, but I'm going to run it at 2 and see how we go. This has gone from 3 to 2 to make room, but the speaker, mainly because we're still playing the revealer at 3, and of course this is a good target for that effect. So speaker, obviously still the token generator as well. Still an important piece. Don't cut it to 1, I think it's definitely 2. And again, depending on which, if you're not running the Ice Jade package, I would definitely run this at 3, and probably the Mirror Mage at 3 as well. Hexa, still at 2, albeit with its new ultra rare print. Thank you, Konami. Looks gorgeous. Always been a good one ever since the structured deck came out. And onto the one-offs. So we're still playing a few one-offs. So 5 in total. So I've still got General Gantala. I still want to play the old school ones, guys. This is, I know it's not the most competitive, but I still want to play them. Dance Princess, simply because of the artwork. That is literally the only reason why it's there, really. That can it's a 42 card deck, this deck, by the way. So, if you wanted to play it, just whip the princess out and you're down to 41, aren't you? This is in addition to my last profile, actually. So this is Spellbreaker of the Ice Barrier. Obviously an older Ice Barrier card, but like I say, wasn't in my profile on the first one. So once per turn, you can send 1 Ice Barrier monster from your hand to the graveyard. Neither player can activate spells until the end of your next turn, while this monster is face up on the field. So, again, a nice little target to end on if you can keep it alive. And last but not least is, like I say, the Defender, which was in the last build as well. So those are the sort of 5 Ice Barrier one-offs. And the last monster of the list is Tidal. It is a water deck. I can't see any reason not to run it. Excuse me. It's a free level 7 and can quite easily go into a synchro from it. Plus, it's just cool and old school, and I really like to play it. On to the spells then, guys. Alright, so we're still playing 3 Medallion, of course, albeit now with the new artwork. Absolutely adore the new alt art. Again, I've placed an order for the 3rd because unfortunately I didn't pick it up. But yes, I'm absolutely switching out the old ones because it's a great card, don't get me wrong, but obviously the artwork is less than special. So we've gone for the newer artworks. Absolutely love it. Keeping the Medallion at 3 and absolutely no reason to take it down to 2 or any other number for that matter. This card was at 3, sorry, now down to 2. So Freezing Chains with, again, its new ultra printing, which is lovely. But obviously, because you're special summoning from the grave, it's probably less important to have it as 3, because you certainly don't open 2 of them in the opening hand. So Freezing Chains at 2. And I've still got Winds over the Ice Barrier at 2 as well. These are straight out the structure deck as per my last profile. I think that's still the right ratio, especially with the new guys coming in. Still like to run some spell trap removal, so going with Mystical Space Typhoon just because it's a water theme. And like I say, I can't run Cyclone and Twisters in every deck that I've got. Like I say, I'm still running 49 current format decks at the moment, so I kept it to a Mystical Space Typhoon for Ice Barriers, but obviously you can switch them out for whatever you feel right. Even a hand trap, because I tend not to play hand traps, of course. A couple of one-offs, so we've got 1 Foolish Burial and 1 Monster Reborn. Obviously just dumping Speaker or Revealer for their graveyard effects, and Monster Reborn, of course, is Monster Reborn. Last cards of the deck are just a few traps. So I'm running 2 Drowning Mirrorfalls as before, 2 Phoenix Chains. Actually, I think I'm going to switch these out for Solemn Strikes. I got them on the way from the Rarity Collection, so they're coming in at a lovely secret rare. And I've still got 2 Ice Barriers as well. I don't think it's strictly speaking an Ice Barrier card, but like I say, Ice Barrier by name. And still quite an impactful card. And I'm still running the last, of course, Goza match, because obviously it can be quite devastating, especially with a water deck. That's the main deck, guys. Thank you so much for keeping going so far. But with Ice Barriers, of course, it's more about the extra deck in some circumstances. So without further ado, of course, let's start running through it. Trishula, of course, you saw it before. I just demonstrate these Starlight Rare. I still think Starlight Rare looks better than Quarter Century. I know there's not much difference. And I know Quarter Century is very, very popular right now. But they'll eventually stop printing the Quarter Century Rares, because obviously it'll be the 26th anniversary soon. And I'm hoping they go back to printing Starlight Rares, because I really like that. So, yes, original Trishula, new Trishula, of course, still part of the list. Ravenous, of course, is still here. And then onto the new level 10s. So, we are playing 1 Lancia. This is available as a Quarter Century. Obviously, I haven't picked one up yet, but I will probably do that if I get opportunity. So, this guy is level 10, of course, which means we can use the Ice Jade package to go into it. And once per chain, if your opponent special summons a monster excluding the damage step, you can special summon 1 Ice Barrier monster from your hand, deck, extra deck, or graveyard. Then you can change the 1 attack position monster your opponent controls to defense position. You can only use the effect of Lancia twice per turn. If this face-up synchro summon monster in its own control leaves the field because of an opponent's card, you can special summon 1 Ice Barrier synchro monster from your extra deck. It is treated as a synchro summon, and it's got 3,300 attack points. Wow, that pretty much does everything for the Ice Barrier deck, and that's mainly why we're running the Ice Jade cards as well. Speaking of which, we're also running the level 10 version of her as well. Because it's absolutely beautiful. I don't know why I've not really looked at Ice Jade before, but I'm not going to build the Ice Jade deck before anyone asks. But really, really pretty card. So, again, level 10. Quick effect, you can activate this effect. Face-up monsters you control cannot be destroyed or banished by your opponent's card effects this turn. Bit of protection for everything there. Then, if you activate this effect in response to your opponent's card or effect activation, and your opponent has cards with that name on the field or in the graveyard, you can banish those cards. If a card is banished by your opponent's card effect, while this card is in your graveyard, you can special summon this card. Oof, another heavy duty card. I mean, I know it's level 10, but with the Ice Jade package, it just makes it a little bit easier to get them out, of course. So that's level 10s. 1, 2, 3. I've forgotten what levels these are now. I've kind of got in the wrong order. Oh, I had Trisha on the top of the pile. I was going down in level order. It doesn't matter. Obviously, Trisha is the level 9 option. Level 8 options are the 2. So Adamantipator Risen, Dragite, which is the same as previous. I still love White Aura Whale as well. That's still very much in my deck. In fact, I'll just push those up so you can see the whole extra deck going on here. Those are the level 8 options. Level 7, of course, I can't get rid of it. It's got to stay. It's Gungnir, Dragon of the Ice Barrier. Yeah, 100% that's staying in. As is level 6 options, Coral Dragon and Brionac. And last but not least, still level 6 option, of course, is Delorean. In my opinion, you have to run the originals in an Ice Barrier deck. Now, I appreciate if you're going to try and run Ice Barrier to its max and try to take it competitive, there's a few of these you're going to take out. But if you're playing for fun like I am, then you need to play the originals, and they're still very, very impactful. Okay, so non-synchro monsters, we're still playing one Marincest Coral Anemone, one Abyss Dweller, one Bahamut Shark, and of course one Totally Awesome. Fairly standard stuff in pretty much any water deck. The only other cards I've got here, of course, a couple of tokens, trying to get the third one, of course, just to so we can maximise on Mirror Mage's effect. But obviously there's a few cards that are generating tokens now, so I might get a couple more if I can get hold of them. Guys, that's the deck updates. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really, really appreciate all yours of support. Like I say, keep those comments coming with regards to my ratios. I hope you really like this one. If you have inspired you to go ahead and build Ice Barriers, please do, because it's not the most expensive deck to build. And it is super, super fun if you like this kind of deck. You know, if you like a synchro deck, go and put it together, because it's one of the best. I've loved it for a long, long time now, and like I say, I will never get rid of this deck. I love it. Guys, I'll leave you to it there. Thank you so much, and we'll speak to you for the next profile. Cheers, bye.